today.
Good morning, America. Flash flooding alert. More than 35 million Americans in the path of dangerous downpours right now. Cars completely underwater and the urgent rescues overnight. First responders saving these children from rising waters in Virginia. Evacuations ordered, and now the new concerns up and down the East Coast.
President Trump on the attack just hours after his daughter Ivanka said the press was not the enemy of the people, the president taking aim at the media.
They are the fake, disgusting news.
And defending his relationship with Vladimir Putin after his top national security advisors warned Russia is trying to interfere again.
Taken. This 12-year-old girl disappearing at Reagan National Airport, caught on surveillance cameras, leaving with a woman dressed in black, then getting into an SUV. Now the FBI joining the search to find her.
A family's desperate plea, the parents of that missing college student begging for help and clues to find Molly Tibbetts. The reward now skyrocketing, and this morning, her boyfriend speaking out on GMA.
And face off, this man caught on camera taunting a bison at Yellowstone. Oh no, oh no. The animal charging right at him, twice. What was he thinking, trying to battle with a bison?
Live in Times Square, this is GMA.
I'm thinking he wasn't thinking at all.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Just my 2 cents. Good morning, America. Great to have you with us on this Friday.
It is great to have all of us with us, including Whit, your first time.
Great to be here. Thank you very much. But just keeping the seat warm for Mr. Stephanopoulos.
But you didn't get the memo that the new guy has to bring breakfast, so...
There's still time. There's still time. The morning is young. Thank you so much, though. It's good to be here. We do begin, though, busy morning with those storms along the East Coast. More than 35 million Americans bracing for downpours this morning.
Yeah, and last night, heavy rain across the East. Take a look at this. Concert goers at Beyonce and Jay-Z's On the Run tour in New Jersey last night were forced to go on the run themselves, taking cover. That video was actually shot by our very own Tom Yamas, who was lucky to be there, but probably wet afterwards, yeah.
But who knew he was still a journalist all the time he's at the Beyonce concert. We gotta give 2 cents to Tom for that one. The rain, unfortunately, not over yet. There are flash flood watches from Georgia to Vermont. So let's head straight to Rob, who's been tracking it all for us. Good morning, Rob.
Hi, good morning, Amy. What we feared has transpired. With all the rain we had last week, the ground saturated. Didn't take much to get things going. This is Virginia. Look at this rushing water here in Lynchburg, Virginia, causing this sort of activity. Cars completely swamped. 80,000 people live in this area, and now there's fears of a dam potentially failing.
This morning, flash flooding overtaking the city of Lynchburg, Virginia.
This is crazy. Their front yard is a river.
A dam nearly failing as several feet of water rushes over top, inundating the town of 80,000 residents. Cars completely submerged as this person treks across the parking lot waist deep in the murky brown floodwaters.
That's pretty scary.
If the dam fails, water levels could reach more than 17 feet in just 7 minutes, forcing residents to quickly evacuate their homes.
In our latest count, they've gotten about 10 people out.
Emergency crews performing swift high water rescues throughout the night, using boats to pull these children to safety. In central North Carolina, the torrential rains causing this massive sinkhole. And this, a possible tornado touching down in New York City, taking down trees and power lines in Queens.
When we look out the window, it was so much wind that it was not normal wind.
And the storm on the run in New Jersey. Beyonce and Jay-Z fans scrambling for cover at MetLife Stadium. The concert delayed because of the storm.
So much moisture in the air. When these storms developed in the afternoon, they happened in a hurry, and some of them became severe across parts of New England as well. This is the damage outside of Queens. I'll go check it out today to see if actually a tornado hit there. Tropical moisture feed continues to be in place up against the mountains. The Appalachians kind of squeezing that out from Georgia all the way to Vermont once again today. Flash flood watches posted, slowly moving to the east. The I-95 corridor throughout the day tomorrow through really tomorrow evening, looking for another 2, 3, 4 inches of rainfall before it begins to dry out. So more potential flooding over the next 36 to 48 hours. Cecilia, back
All right, Rob, thank you. We want to turn now to President Trump's fiery rally overnight. The president hitting the campaign trail in Pennsylvania, defending his relationship with Vladimir Putin, but making no mention of Moscow's continued interference in our elections. And not just that, he is blasting the press just hours after his own daughter Ivanka said the media are not the enemy of the American people. And now the New York Post this morning is out with this cover, Papa, Don't Preach. Let's go to our chief White House correspondent, John Karl in Washington. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Cecilia. Just hours after his top national security officials came forward to warn of Russia's continuing efforts to undermine U.S. elections, the president took to the campaign trail to talk about his warm relationship with Vladimir Putin. At a raucous rally in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, President Trump once again lashed out at the free press, inciting his supporters with fact-free and deeply personal attacks on the news media.
These people back here, these horrible, horrendous people, they are the fake, disgusting news.
The attacks came on a day when the president's daughter, Ivanka, took issue with a label the president has used to brand the news media.
Do you think that we're the enemy of the people?
Sorry?
Do you think the media is the enemy of the people?
No. No, I do not feel that the media is the enemy of the people.
The president also lashed out at media coverage of his friendly meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Helsinki last month.
They wanted me to go up and have a boxing match. I said, whatever happened to diplomacy? But if I get along with Vladimir Putin, that's a good thing, folks.
But just hours earlier, the president's own top national security officials came together at the White House to say that Russia is once again trying to interfere with American democracy.
The scope of this foreign influence threat is both broad and deep.
We acknowledge the threat. It is real. It is continuing.
During his hours-long speech, the president made no mention whatsoever of election security. In a remarkable moment, Cecilia, during that briefing with national security officials here at the White House, the top intelligence official for the government, the director of national intelligence, said he still does not know what President Trump and Vladimir Putin talked about during their 2-hour one-on-one meeting when it comes to election security. Dan Coates, the DNI, said, quote, "I am not in a position to either understand fully or talk about what happened in Helsinki." That, Cecilia, is quite a statement.
A stunning admission, it truly is, John. And overnight, the president made no mention of election security, but he's still not backing down from that threat to shut down the government if he doesn't get that money for his border wall. So what do you know? Will it happen before the November midterms?
Well, in fact, he said that he would like to see the shutdown happen before the elections, but he acknowledged that is something that officials in his own party, Republican officials in Congress, say would be a terrible idea.
All right, John Karl, thank you very much. Whit?
Cecilia, thank you. Now to the search for a 12-year-old girl who went missing at Reagan National Airport outside Washington, D.C. She was seen on surveillance footage disappearing with a woman. Authorities issuing an Amber Alert, and the FBI is now stepping in. ABC's Kenneth Moten is at Reagan National Airport with more. Kenneth, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. Here's what we know. Investigators believe Jingjing Ma is, quote, in extreme danger. Kidnapped by a woman seen in a black dress, described as middle-aged and Asian. The 12-year-old girl was last seen here at this airport. She's been in the U.S. since last week with a tour group from China and was on her way to the West Coast when authorities say yesterday morning she walked away from her group shortly after arriving at this airport, passport in hand. Authorities released new images overnight. Police say surveillance cameras captured the female suspect arriving at Reagan National and speaking with Jingjing Ma before the girl put on another piece of clothing and the pair walked out of this airport together. The two spotted getting into a white Infiniti with New York license plates driven by a man. Now the FBI is trying to get better images of the suspects, their car, and those license plates. Investigators say it doesn't appear the girl was forced to leave this airport, but they still have a lot of concerns with.
And Kenneth, authorities also saying the missing girl and suspect may have met before.
That's right, Whit. And another twist, investigators say that while Jingjing Ma's tour group was in New York City just a few days ago, that a witness may have seen the same female suspect hand the girl food after she approached her Investigators say they don't believe that this woman or this young girl has any family here in the U.S., so there's still a lot of unanswered questions.
Hoping for some good news there to come. All right, Kenneth Moten in Washington, thank you. Amy?
Wait, now to the manhunt underway for the killer of that prominent Houston doctor. Overnight, police searching the suspect's former home after they were alerted to a possible sighting of Joseph Pappas. This as we learn new details about his past. ABC's Marcus Moore is there in Houston. And Marcus, we're also learning what he did just days before the shooting.
Amy, that's right. Records show that Pappas gave this home away to a family friend before the murder. And this morning, the hunt for that 62-year-old suspect is still on. Overnight, a massive manhunt underway for Joseph Pappas, the man accused of gunning down prominent cardiologist Dr. Mark Housknecht on his bike in broad daylight. Law enforcement swarming this Houston area home, which was owned by Pappas, after a neighbor thought they saw him. When police arrived, they found a gate open, but no one home. Just days before the murder, Pappas had deeded the home, which he'd lived in for decades, to a woman from Ohio, telling her he had terminal cancer. Police believe Pappas may have killed Housknecht, who once treated former President George H.W. Bush as an act of revenge for his mother dying during surgery.
One of the tips included the fact that the suspect's mother was a patient of the doctor and died during surgery over 20 years ago.
Investigators have been on the hunt for Pappas, a man who spent 3 decades in law enforcement, most recently serving as a reserve officer in Harris County. Investigators say Pappas drew their attention after they received a tip the day after the murder. Surveillance videos appear to show a man police say is Pappas following the 65-year-old doctor on a bicycle before allegedly passing Housknecht and opening fire. Then riding away on the 10-speed bike police believe he's been using to get around ever since. And authorities have been canvassing this entire city for any sign of Pappas, who police have described as armed and dangerous, but also suicidal. He's been missing now for several days. Cecilia.
Okay, Marcus, thank you. We want to turn now to CBS Chief Executive Les Moonves speaking publicly for the first time since those sexual misconduct allegations broke. This happened in a company-wide earnings call, and shockingly, not one person asked about those claims. ABC's Eva Pilgrim has more. Eva, this was really something.
That's right, Cecilia. It was a business-as-usual call for CBS CEO who's facing those allegations of sexual misconduct. Les Moonves was in charge and at one point even complimented for a job well done.
CBS CEO Les Moonves speaking publicly for the first time since sexual misconduct allegations against him rocked the company he's run for 2 decades.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us today.
But the millionaire mogul ignoring the elephant in the room, not addressing the accusations, speaking only about CBS financials on a public earnings call.
As you can see from our results, CBS turned in another very strong quarter.
Moonves in control and even praised by at least one investor.
It's amazing how much you've diversified CBS's revenue over the last, say, 3 to 5 years.
Not one person asking him about the 7 women accusing him of sexual misconduct, alleged offenses ranging from unwanted advances to sexual assault. CBS has hired 2 prominent female attorneys to look into the claims against Moonves and the culture at CBS. This, as the LA Times reports, the CBS board has known for months about allegations from one accuser telling police that he sexually assaulted her 3 times in the 80s. The LA County District Attorney's Office determining the incidents are outside the statute of limitations. CBS and Moonves are not commenting on this latest allegation, but he has previously denied assaulting anyone or misusing his position of power.
And earlier this week, CBS Films president, a female executive, Terry Press, posted a statement asking if we are examining the industry as it existed decades before through the lens of 2018, should we also discuss a path to learning, reconciliation, and forgiveness? It will be curious to see how they move forward with these allegations.
Certainly will.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, Eva, thank you. Now to Colorado, where a deadly police shooting is facing scrutiny. Police killing a Vietnam veteran in his own home just moments after he'd saved his grandson from an intruder, but the officer mistaking the veteran for a threat. Now the police chief is defending how his officer handled the situation. ABC's Clayton Sandell has the very latest.
Aurora's police chief says the scene was chaotic and violent. Frantic 911 calls at 1:30 Monday morning.
He's hurting this little baby. He kicked in their door. He's also caught a drug.
die! Police say that intruder, 26-year-old Deshaun Harper, came barging into the house that Chad Hayashi shared with his parents and 2 kids.
I just immediately shot into the bathroom to find this naked guy, soaking wet, holding, like, on his back with his feet out of the tub, choking my son, biting his left ear.
Hayashi's father, 73-year-old Gary Black, grabs a gun and opens fire, killing Harper. But seconds later, as police arrive,
there's 13 shots fired.
One officer mistakenly shoots Black.
Officers continue to give at least 5 commands to Mr. Black to drop the gun and to show his hands. He begins to raise the flashlight towards the officer. He still has the gun in the other hand, and it was at that time that my officer fired 4 rounds, causing Mr. Black to fall to the ground.
Black's family insists police did not give the decorated Vietnam veteran enough time to comply.
Do you think the Aurora police screwed up?
Oh, big time. He lived a hero, he died a hero. I'd be dead, my son would be dead, my mom, my daughter, we'd all be dead. It wasn't for him.
The police chief says that Black was hard of hearing and may never have heard orders to drop the gun. There is body camera footage of this shooting, but the family says they do not want it released. They want to focus on Gary Black's life, not how he died, but they say they have many more questions than answers. Amy.
All right, Clayton, thank you very much. Now to a major milestone, Apple becoming the first publicly traded company in the world to hit $1 trillion in net worth. ABC's chief business correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is here, and Rebecca, it's a lot of iPhones.
It is mind-boggling, Amy. Yeah, put it this way. Apple is now as valuable as the 4 biggest U.S. banks combined. And if you'd put $10,000 in Apple in 1980, today you'd be a millionaire. This morning, the company known for its sleek designs and captivating launches is now known as the first $1 trillion publicly traded U.S. company in history. Okay. It's a long way from 1997, as the tech giant came dangerously close to bankruptcy. The stock traded for less than $1. Magazines famously predicting doom for the computer pioneers. Thursday, Businessweek tweeting their old gloomy cover with the caption, LOL. This now makes Apple more valuable than the GDP of all but 16 countries. The company has proven its ability to reinvent itself and push boundaries and come back from disaster, defeat, and deep loss.
Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
When Steve Jobs died just short of 7 years ago, many feared the company would struggle to fill the shoes of the iconic creator and entrepreneur who began the tech firm with Steve Wozniak in a California garage. Now, with 1 in every 3 Americans holding an iPhone in their pocket, worth that whopping $1 trillion. That's 12 zeros. And get this, 3 other companies, Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, are also getting close to that $1 trillion mark. And the good news about Apple, even if you never bought the stock, there is a good chance you own it in your 401k or IRA because it's one of the most popular companies in mutual funds and ETFs. So even if you don't own it outright, you probably still have a little.
This is when I want a time travel machine. I want to go back. I want to put $10,000 in, and then I wouldn't be saying Good Morning America.
You wouldn't be here right now.
Thank you, Rebecca. Well, we have to head back to Rob now with that dangerous fire conditions that continue out west, Rob.
And look, new report out of the National Weather Service in Sacramento. That firewall we talked about, winds of 143 miles an hour. That's an equivalent of an EF3 tornado. Just frightening stuff. Time for your weekend getaways now. Brought to you by The Spy Who Dumped Me.
Critics everywhere can't stop talking about The Spy Who Dumped Me.
It was amazing. I know.
The New Yorker raves The Spy Who Dumped Me is a playful and giddy delight.
This is surreal, and I honestly think I'm in shock. Everyone's obsessed with me.
It's hilarious. Mila and Kate are a comedy dream team.
Wow, okay.
You have a real instinct for this.
We're notable, we're recognized, we have trophies, baby.
The Spy Who Dumped Me, rated R, now playing in theaters.
Repeated downpours, and here we go again today. So that flash flood threat very high for today. There's a small chance that we could, on this weather alert day, even see some high winds, maybe a few down trees for today. Temperatures will top out in the upper 80s to 3 o'clock, and starting at 2 o'clock and up until 8 o'clock is when some of the biggest storms will come driving through the area. By the time the sun comes up tomorrow, the rain will be easing. 88 your high on Saturday, maybe an isolated shower storm on Sunday, but get ready for some heat.
Coming up, the desperate search for that missing college student, her family's new emotional plea, and now her boyfriend is here, only on GMA this morning.
And man versus bison. We've got a lot to say about this one. You guys don't want to miss it. Stay with us.
Oh no. Okay.